Hello, Knockouts. Tonya TKO here, and I'm a self-love specialist and relationship expert from TonyaTKO.com. I help you learn how to love yourself and each other. Today's video is specifically geared towards men, particularly Black men that I've seen coming out on social media talking about wanting a woman to help build him up, help elevate him, help him get to her level, etc. And I wanted to, I'm making this video hoping that we can start the dialogue. I really want to hear from you, from men who feel this way, to kind of get a sense and understanding for why. That's my big question. I'm going to read a post for you all, and it's a little long, but I'm hoping that in reading it, for people who've never come across this mentality, that you can kind of get a sense for where and how the processing and the thinking works. And I'm hoping that there's some men who will come forward in the comments, not in an angry way, but really in an informative way to help us understand, to help me understand. Because you know what, there was actually a person who did a video response to me. I believe his name was Marcus, Mr. 2000. He made a video response to a video that I did last year, and I wanted to respond to him then, but I didn't. And now I don't know how to really find the video, but since this comment came up, it's like perfect timing, right? Because we've been talking about not chasing after men, about catering to men, even submitting, etc. And then this came out when we were talking about Build-A-Bum. I was answering a letter from a woman that was asking why there's so many Build-A-Bums out there. The video is here, but this person commented on the post that I put on Facebook, and you can actually go over there and take a look at it. I've blacked out his last name for anonymity's sake, because though he did comment publicly on Facebook, this is YouTube. But nonetheless, before we jump into the letter, my main question is why? Why would a woman invest her resources in helping you get to her level? Why wouldn't she invest those resources in herself and help herself get to whatever level it is that she's going or she could reach in her life? And so that the biggest question is why. Second question is how? How do you expect to feel like a man? You know, men have egos, and you know that because you're a man. How do you expect to feel like a man when your woman is playing the role and position as your mother? Because listen, women don't mind, you know, picking a male up, you know, helping him, motivating him to go to work, helping him learn how to use a bank account, helping him even learn how to wipe his butt. They don't mind doing those things when he's her son. You know what I mean? Like, women don't mind paying the bills for a male and really taking care of him when he came out of her body, when that is her offspring. But you, coming from some other woman's body, what is it that you're bringing into the relationship that is so profound that she would invest her resources? I showed you all a study in the video where we were talking about Ace metaphor, where he was like, I want to be more than just a provider, right? He wants to be loved as a person, blah, blah, blah. I showed you all the trajectory for Black American female success until she gets ladled with a Black American man. And then her trajectory goes downward in attempting to lift him up, right? So, and then we know that, listen, this part is going to be to women. Ladies, you know, men can't really be attracted to a woman in the position as his mother, not sexually attracted. And what will end up happening is what will most likely end up happening is, one, either this guy really has no pride, no self-love, no self-esteem, no ambition, right? Or two, he's using you to get to where it is that he needs to be, but he can't then be able to reciprocate that for you because you've already done told him what to do one too many times. You've done, were a little too quote unquote overbearing, which is of course what you need to do to get your son to go and be and do what it is that he needs to do. So you were too overbearing, you emasculated him. And then he's going to go off and find a woman where he can feel like a man, where he can feel, and he's going to go off and get the type of woman that he's wanted to get. Maybe somebody who's younger than you, better looking than you, slimmer than you. And this part is geared towards men. Men, there are three types of women who are going to play mother to you in this role where you are playing son and you can't really take care of yourself nor her. Three types of women. One, a woman who, based on her own past and upbringing and her relationship with men, perhaps her father or whomever, is going to say that she wants to help you, but she's really trying to hold you down. She's really trying to hold you back or gear you into being just high enough to only be able to be with her. But really, perhaps maybe even sabotaging your efforts. She doesn't really want you to get to where you want to be because whatever reason is going on in her psyche. Two, a woman who doesn't love herself enough to be able to know that she deserves a person who is at least able to bring to the table what she is. Two. And three, a woman who can't get better. She can't get better. And so she's settled on you. And you're her, I don't know, saving grace. I really don't know. But those are the three types. There may be some other minuscule minor types, but those are the three major types that you're going to come across. And so then my question is, especially for the ladies, so ladies, reproductive success for us is to find the best partner for our one egg. Reproductive success for a male is to spread his seed far and wide. So once he's gotten to where it is that he's been wanting to get, they say that a man is only as faithful as his options. And we even see in that John Gray situation where he talked about how this woman birthed him and she's better than him and all this and that. Look at what he went and did. And this is a man in front of the pulpit. Let's read these things now because the video is getting a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. So here's Brandon in response. I might jump around because I wasn't expecting for the intro to be so long, but here we go. Outside of the baby mom and cheating and having girls on the side part of it, I completely agree with all I hear is a woman who wants a finished project. And hey, she finished hers and would like to have someone that has done the same. But you gonna be looking for a long time and it still can go bad for her. An unfinished project ain't always a negative. Women came from men. No, baby. Molded by women. Don't stop now. Even diamonds need to be cut here and there to show top value. A real man will respect a woman that can not only show him the way up, but once he's on her level. If he is real. He'll never let harm or negative energy come her way. The love and respect will be unbreakable. But things like bad credit and such. Humans make mistakes, and maybe her life has been blessed, but not all of us have. And sometimes this is unbelievable. And sometimes a woman can be a man's greatest motivation to go out and do better, to be better than he will ever be by himself. Now, one of the things that I'm sure you may have noticed is that there's no real punctuation there. I mean, he does a two-dot ellipse most of the time, but there's no punctuation in there. This is not a man who's very well educated. And this is a guy who's basically talking about how diamonds need to be cut. First of all, diamonds have false value. The value that diamonds have comes from inflating its value on the market. So if we were to equate men to diamonds, You know, there are so many men out there who buy into the whole you can't keep a man, that's why you don't have a man, get a man to validate you, so that you go through stuff like this, so that you go and you get an unfinished project. Look, he didn't even say product, project. So he's talking about men being projects. Let's go on to the next thing. And you can pause the video and read some of my response, or you can just go to Facebook and read my responses there. You know, so let's see. Then he goes, crying emoji times 3. Flip the coin, cuz it happens every day where a man caters to his woman's needs like there ain't nothing wrong with wanting a finished project again. Dot dot. A man who has built great things for himself, but there is a reason the NBA and the NFL have drafts and top picks potential! Exclamation point. Nothing great started off. We all started off great. We all start somewhere. And if a man can uplift a woman, then why can't a woman help uplift a man? Dot dot. When you love someone, it's not for their money. Lowercase I, hope not. Bringing anyone into your life might be a burden, cause you're gonna have to make changes, both the man and the woman. And if she gonna go sleep with all the penis she wants, she's free to do so. But it sounds like she wants a relationship, a marriage. And if we all have a wish list of things we want, and sometimes you don't get your whole list, it's called 90%. Or wait till she's 50 and try for higher or potentially lower. That last part sound personal, so I'ma leave that alone. LOL. Oh God. I didn't have to. Just, you know how I feel about, listen, when it starts getting low down like this, I get thirsty. I'm gonna have to go read after all of this. Okay. There's so much he said in there. I don't even know if I can remember it all. But the one thing that my mind is focusing on is the NFL draft pick. First of all, the NFL doesn't go to people who haven't proven themselves. People who haven't proven themselves. They don't go to just anybody and just take anyone on their word that, oh, I'm going to do. And then also they get them into contracts. If you're not in a marriage binding contract, then once you get where it is that you're going, who's to say you're going to stick around? Come on. So they get them into, after they've proven themselves, shown their worth, and they have the skill, they've invested the time in their craft and their hard work. I know men who have gone into professional sports. It's no joke. Because there's divisions before you get to the NFL. They are working hard at their craft, at their bodies, at staying up. They're going to football camps. I don't know what the basketball players do, but I know the football players, they go to football camps to stay on top and stay fit and all this other stuff. They put in the work. They don't just pick somebody and be like, based on your word, I think you may have potentials. And I'm going to let you come be my project. No, come on. Women are naturally hypergamous. So come on, let's get to the next. Oh, and then he was like, bad credit. Some people are blessed. No, credit is not a blessing. This is something that you work toward, you educate yourself on. Somebody asked me in the comments of one of my videos that I put up over the past 2 days, they were like, why wouldn't, well, how is a man supposed to get to this place of if he can't ask his woman for help, how is he supposed to get? I'm like, name 3 books by entrepreneurs that you've read, that you've ever read. 3 books. It's like, how did women get there? We're talking about Black women in this country where they have to deal with being a double minority. It's like Black men in this whole woe is me, I'm so low down, help a brother. But you're talking about being a man in this. Remember, black men were able to vote in this country before white women. You're talking about being a man in America. And you're asking why won't a woman help up? How did she get where she's going? She paid attention. She did her studies. She asked people questions. She dove in and she did her work to prove herself in her own life. We want to start talking, and oh, I meant to quote this young lady because she was talking about a man who's not really willing. She commented on my video, and I was like, I'm going to quote you, girl. And she was talking about a man who hasn't shown the love for himself to even invest in himself. How much do you love yourself that you're not willing to do a Google search? It's like, we talk about all of this stuff. Like nowadays, I'm not even apprehensive or shy about creating an event and being like, this event or this group is for women. I'm not even apprehensive or shy about it because even if I left it open to all people, how many men, listen, ladies, let me ask you this question. When you go to these seminars, sorry, I keep running out of storage because I'm making so many videos. It's hard to store them all. But my last point before it cut off was when you go to these retreats and these seminars, what percentage of the population is male? It's like men don't invest in figuring out how to do the work on the inside to become a better partner. They, for some reason, listen, this is why you see all of these gurus, male and female, who are all centered and geared towards helping women, because men are not good clients for self-improvement. And that speaks volumes. And the Bible has so many of these males confused into thinking, they got them fooled into feeling that your job is as their quote unquote helpmate, that's why you were put on earth, to help them achieve, to help them get to where it is that they're supposed to go. Even Aventer Gray talking about, I wasn't going to let the devil take me from my purpose. And I'm like, perhaps you had a different purpose. You all are telling me that she's highly trained in medicine, yet there she is, goiters all around her neck, thyroid all jacked up from birthing this grown man who then went and cheated on her. And rumor on the street is that he produced a baby out there, but I'm not going to say that because I don't know. I haven't gotten receipts on that, but that's her thanks. Now that she done blew up and gained all this weight and neck is fat from dis-ease, now he's out there with listening to his 16-year-old self. But I'm like, women have whole entire successful lives, like without male participation in it. We really do. Like I have so many people who are like, oh, Tonya, this is why you're single. You're single. Don't be single, girl. And I'm like, well, tell me, how would my life be better right now if there were a man in it? How would my life, from what it is that you know of my life, how would my life be more enhanced? And if you really think about it, men, if you aren't doing the work on yourself internally, how are you enhancing a woman's life? If you don't have the wherewithal or the gumption on the inside to do what it is that you need to do to get to where it is that where you need to be so that a woman can feel protected underneath you, what are you bringing into her life but a burden and a liability? You are a big grown man. If you can't take care of yourself, you are a liability. And far too many of these Black American men, like that guy's asking, well, if a man has no problem taking care of a woman, why shouldn't a woman, why she have a problem taking care of a man? Come on, it's like you don't understand the difference between the masculine and the feminine. And a woman is supposed to bank and gamble on you, and you don't even understand the bare fundamentals and basics of what it is that you bring into a household. First of all, the male orgasm produces children. The female orgasm does not. So it's like men always want to have these orgasms, but if you're not in a position to be able to take care of offspring, if she's helping to lift you up, first of all, your penis and your orgasm produces offspring. Remember, when a woman climaxes, there's no egg that is released. The egg is something that's released on a cycle. So men, every time he shoots out that semen, he shoots out the building block for life. But if you're not in the position of where it is that you need to be and you want to have sex, come on. You're a burden and a liability because your penis produces new people. And what is she supposed to do if she's the caretaker for the household and now she's with child out there until her 9th month, water breaking on the job? Listen. So that some other man has to then take your woman to the hospital. It's unbelievable. All of it is just really unbelievable because I'm like, okay, if you are, like, it's like, what are you bringing besides the ability to multiply, besides a big giant belly that can eat so much? Oh my God, I don't know how men eat so much. They do. But it's like you're bringing yourself, which produces bills. And he's talking about maybe you get 90% of what you want, and there's no guarantee. Listen, if I'm fishing in a goldfish pond, I'm going to catch a goldfish, or the chances are higher of me catching a goldfish. If I'm fishing in a salmon stream, the chances are higher that I'm going to catch a salmon. Listen, all relationships. Oh, let me calm down. I feel like I'm hollering. Excuse me. All relationships were meant to end except for that one that leads to marriage. And then 50% of those end in divorce. So no, there's no guarantee that any relationship is going to make it. However, if I'm fishing in a goldfish fish tank, I have a greater likelihood of catching a goldfish and not a salmon. So if a relationship is going to work or not work out, we might as well fish in the area with the type of person that you want. You know, do you understand what I'm saying with the fish analogy? Listen, some of you are going to get it. Some won't, and that's okay. So I'm like, when you talk about 90% of what it is that you want to a woman who is naturally hypergamous or hypergamous, ambition, success, these are things that are really important to a woman. If you don't have money, you cannot protect your family. We live in a society, listen, and people ask, oh, why do black women like thugs so much? Okay, let's talk about that real quick. Right? If you're in a dangerous neighborhood, because I remember when I had problems with my roommate, my male roommate in 2008, I was looking through my old pictures to do that 10-year challenge, but I found a picture of God's gift. You guys remember how big and muscular he was, and just having him around kept my roommate in check, right? However, once you leave the ghettos, once a black woman leaves the ghettos or is not in the ghetto to begin with, protection comes in the form of money. If you don't have money, it's like how we don't really, unless you're in the ghettos, you don't really need brute force and a person who knows how to buck shots on the street. Now, nowadays in America, all of us need to learn how to shoot a gun with what's going on in this doggone crazy behind country. But other than that, once you're out of the dangerous neighborhoods, once you're out of the ghetto, protection from a man comes in the form of being able to protect his woman financially, being able to get her into a nicer neighborhood, being able to provide them and their children better food, to be able to excel better. Like, we're doing this 10-year challenge and my skin is flawless from day one because of the foods that I eat. Well, you know, when I had my displacement, things were a little rocky then, but still the building blocks were still there. So I asked the guy, where was the lie? Let's go back to his letter. I'm sorry this video is so long, but bear with me. So here he go. There ain't because I told him, show me the lie. He's like, there ain't a finger emoji big enough for me 2.2, that last part, ... But it's clear to me, you're not gonna understand not only the whole picture and even the smallest details of it. IDK, what man looks at his woman like a mother figure, and he's even less of a man if he cheats after she does help him up. IDK that guy, he's not in my circle. Listen to this. My mother's job was to show me how to treat a woman with respect and respect the fact that she might be better than you. And that's okay because y'all a team and 100% of the work must be done. Sometimes it's got to be 80%, 20%, but you don't quit in someone because they are not on your level. A lot of females, now he's calling us females, a lot of females seem really bitter about this, and I doubt this will change. Pleasure chatting with you, but I'm just going to agree to disagree with you. And I believe he goes on, that woman is going to be 50, still looking for a man to have kids and family with if she don't take her head out of her ass and understand getting most of what you want in a man is better than none. She 40 now. How long is she gonna wait? Is he serious? His mother told him it was okay if the woman is better than you. Okay, his mother failed him. Oh, his mother failed him. What did she do? What did she do? What did she do? 80-20 is okay. He's okay with producing 20%. This is not even the definition. It's a mediocrity is 50. Listen, mediocre is 50%. God, that's the base. He's talking he's okay with doing 20 while she does 80. Where is the sense in this? I feel like I've entered into this vortex. I feel like I was on the Galactic Enterprise, and I got off on this island where everything was topsy-turvy. The fruit is growing in the ground and the roots are up in the air. I'm in Bizarro world. I don't understand this. His mother told him it was okay. 100% of the work got to be done. It's like this is part of the reason that black women are so rough and tough. Right, I was going to say Afro puffs. What's why we so rough and tough right now with calluses all over our doggone hands, feet all beat up. And then when all is said and done, then they wonder why you're not feminine. And then they go and prefer to be with the women who were raised in the patriarchy created by other men's success. I remember I had this kind, and I'm going to get out of here, this long video, I'm sorry, but I'm sure you're entertained as I was, right? I had this conversation with this man they had this video out, the black American men going over to Brazil to find women. Like you said, putting certain women on a pedestal. But really, is it a pedestal, not a pedestal, or catering? Is it just lusting after without really having done the work necessary to be able to be the men that they need to be, coming off the backs of black women who help push them and motivate them and get them to where it is that they need to be financially, or just going over there assed out and going to find a woman who is quote unquote more feminine because she's been able to be raised in a patriarchy where she was protected, where her mother was able to cook, clean, and nurture because the man took care of the bills and took care of the household so that she was able to be there in her feminine glory. How you gonna get your nails done when you busting up rocks with your hands? Come on. And then like, why are you not soft and feminine? Because this is what's expected of us. We're expected to be the men in the relationship, taking care of grown behind man-womans. What the hell is this? I don't understand. So when does the woman get a chance to rest in her femininity? People got it all twisted. I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand how will this be fixed? And I don't understand. Okay, so listen, and he's talking about she's going to be 50 looking for. Most black households in the United States are headed by single parent households headed by a woman anyway. If that woman wanted to just have a baby, it's not hard at all. She could just go out there and just have one. It's not difficult because men are giving away their penis and semen. They'll even pay you to take it. But I'm trying for the life of me to understand what is it that this human being feels that he's bringing to the table. That's the thing that's not connecting for me. So is it physical protection? Okay, she could get a Rottweiler, an ADT alarm system, maybe some Brinks or something. So she could get an alarm system for the protection. She could get the penis and the semen baby for free, right? And then on top of that, let's say she does get with you and she does pull you up because she wants to have a family with you. Do you not understand that? How do I put this nicely? You don't have optimal DNA Ambition is not something that comes naturally to you. And there may even be some learning deficits going on over there. So it's like, what is she really getting at the end of the day? Let's say she pulls you all the way up. You didn't have the building blocks to survive, to be the survivor of the fittest. I'm out of here. Listen, I want to hear your thoughts below. Thank you for sticking with me through this video. Thank you for helping me work this out. I really want to understand. Participate in the conversation. And please help me understand. I want to know. Because your woman can't, one, you all like to talk about submission. She can't submit to you when she doesn't really truly respect you because you're playing the position as her son. Two, she can't cater to you if she's working 60 hours a week to take care of the two of you, plus the offspring that your loaded penis then shot into the world. She can't be feminine because she's always stressed out. She ain't got the capacity to be able to sit back and be feminine. Gosh. Tonya TKO, and I'm out. Go out there and love one another, but most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is, God dang it, do a Google search. If there's something that you want to know, do a Google search. And search for the information. Gosh, so frustrating. It's like, and then they get upset when a woman is like acting like his savior, acting like his mama, when she made you. She's your creator. She made you. And then he's like, you throw this in my face? You have to explain to children when they start cutting the fool who pay the bills and stuff like that, because you darn sure while she paying for the toilet paper to wipe your damn ass, you sure ain't in a position of no man. And she buying your underwear and then having to clean it, wash it, lay it out for you too. You must be mad. You're joking. I'm out of here. Tonya TKO, peace.